Gemini and the Gemini crew. Ooh. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world, give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Good morning, good evening, good night. I bid you good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching this transmission. Guys, I'm having a really tough time. I need to get off YouTube. YouTube's going to be deleting channels on the 12th. So on the 12th of March of December, 10th of December, 12th of December. So I'm trying to multi-stream platform. You're not going to believe this, guys. I went on Twitch and I had the multi-stream platform going with Twitch. I had like 54 people watching me in the 1 minute I was up. Like the 2 minutes I was up, I had like 54 watching. I'm like, wow, I have 11,000 subscribers on YouTube and I can't even get 30 people watching my live stream. So I'm dying to get off this damn platform. It's garbage. They promote kids channels for so many years. They promote kids channels like creators that create children's content. They promoted them for years and now they're cutting everybody off. And I'm really disappointed. I can't get the Twitch streaming working with the LiveTube with the this one that I'm using in here. It's called. There's one here I'm trying to get working. And I can't get it to work. It's all connected right, and I just can't get the damn thing to work. And I really want it to work badly. It's called Restream, interactive live streaming dashboard. Restream dashboard. I really wanted that to work. So I could get on. I had like 54 people watching me on Twitch. For the 4 minutes I talked, I had all these people jump on Twitch. No, Brighton doesn't have live streaming. Like I'm talking for guys, I'm talking about for live streaming. I'm on Brighton, but that's just to upload videos. There's no way. I'm having a really tough time multi-platforming streaming. I'm having a really tough time. The internet wasn't working right. I had to go to the store and get the other modem. The other modem's plugged in now. This modem is working like a dream. This one's working really well. But I just can't get this Brighton thing working. I don't know what this, not Brighton. Okay, let's go to the some channel news here first real quick so I can get to the down with this with you guys. There's one called Float. And I can't get on. I'm on Float, but they don't allow plugs. Steve Stevens is giving address somewhere in downtown. Okay, here, guys. Let me go here real quick. Let me just go open some. All right. So, Brighton's good. But the problem is I reached my 10 video capacity thingy. Then when I go to my dashboard here, it states that I have 14 views under. So I need an upgrade so I could go up to 50 videos next for my next level. I've already reached my viewers the views that I required to get. So it's at negative 14. I opened a ticket with them here, open a support ticket, and I let them know that I have basically reached my viewers, so a viewership level, if it was okay that I get an upgrade to 50 videos. So every little or every streaming site or whatever you want to do, whether it's video site, they're going to have their own dedicated rules. This one here, I'm figuring out as I go. Brighton so far is the best one. I have BitChute closed. When I open BitChute while I'm live streaming, my live stream goes down. Hand to God. I'm not kidding you guys. My live stream goes down when I open BitChute while I'm live streaming. Yeah, we got Spartacus. Woo! Guys, I had a really nice show lined up. I'm not going to ruin it tonight. I'm going to have a good night tonight with you guys on Mike in the Nights. Man, I couldn't believe how many people on Twitch jumped onto my channel. So I was multi-platform streaming with this company here. It's free, but maybe I should just pay. Guys, don't forget to hit me up on Patreon. Send me a tip on thing. Support my coffee habits, guys. If you want to buy me coffee, go ahead, guys. So, Brighton, Lord Humongous. Guys, Lord Humongous is here. Lord Humongous is here in the house, guys, with us. There he is right there. I've already saw his video, and I even commented on his video. And when you go to the channel here, like just to check and see what's going on, look, my video's here. My video's here, my video's here, my video's here. And that's I'm not on my channel. I'm just going through the videos. I'm just like, this guy's got pictures of dogs, man. Cat videos. Man, dog and cat videos get so many views. Look, Morning Coffee with Mike. Look, Proactive and Curious. Look, they have a section for Proactive and Curious. Morning Coffee with Mike. So I hit my viewer. I'm not worried about a platform. I think this one's going to work. I think everyone get over to Brighton. I'm going to leave a thing for you guys to get to my channel. Here, I'm going to go to the dashboard. I'm going to keep plugging this. I'm going to keep plugging this damn thing for you guys. Go ahead and InfoWar. Everything's on here. Everything is on here. So here it is. BrightonChannel.com, Mike Martins. Go ahead, guys. I'm going to give you guys the link. I'm gonna have to figure out how to multi-stream. I don't know what to do. My multi-streaming, I got on Twitch. I couldn't believe how many people jumped on. There was 54 people in the 4 minutes I was talking. Like, I was talking for like 4 minutes. There was so many people watching me on so many people watching me on whatchamacallit, on Twitch. I couldn't believe how many people were watching me on Twitch. In the 4 minutes I was there. It took me 20 years. Look, I'm not even 37 people watching me here. I had like 54 people watching me on Twitch. So I need to start branching out. The Mike in the Night, this channel has potential because I put in the effort. But YouTube, they're a bunch of losers at YouTube. They're destroying the algorithm. They're ruining all these kids' channels that these guys legitimately did because they thought it was a safe haven. They invested their money, their time, and, you know, it's crazy. I want a multi-platform stream. This, I had to go switch my modems. The modem at work, for some reason, it works better than this one. I don't know. I don't know why. Look, I have it plugged in, and there's not a single problem. I can't multi-thing for some reason because I think my bandwidth is garbage. I think it's like 12 kilobytes. Kilobytes. Yeah, like 2 kilobytes per second, 1 kilobyte per second when I try to multi-stream. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't have Virgin Mobile Canada here out west. I'm sorry, guys. I wish we had more choices. We have TELUS, and I hate TELUS, and we have Shaw, and that's it. If you think that's bad, we have one car insurance company here, and it's by the government of Canada. It's provincialized. Hit me up on Patreon, PayPal. I want to thank my new recent 21 Patreon supporters. I want to thank everyone that joined. A couple of people left recently, but it happens. It's business. Business, business, business. So here it is. Channel stats. I'm at 100% here. 10 out of 10. And just trying to figure this out here, guys. Yeah. I'm at my max. I'm at minus 14 views. That means I've already reached my view capacity. They count you down. So I think it was 250 or 300 views. It's been up 2 days. I got 300 views. When I first started YouTube, it took me literally 3 years to get over 100 views on my videos, or 4 years of posting. Yeah, Lord Humongous is here, guys. He's in the comments, but he's actually here. So if you guys want to check him out, he's actually here. Where is he? Right here. He's under survival and prepping. Survival and prepping. Lord Humongous from the Wasteland. SA. Go over there. I subscribe to his channel. Go there. He promised me he'll do a video a week. He promised me he'll do a video a week. All right, let's get to some... let's get really quick to some channel news, guys. So let's go to some videos, guys. Guys, I'm really trying to get off YouTube. I need Twitch and all these other streams to work. I don't know how to multi-stream. I've set it all up. It was working. And then I tried going back on when I changed the router. It wouldn't work. I spent so much time on this today, and it's one of the worst disappointments. It's like when you go to a club, you meet this really hot girl, and she gives you the wrong number. All right, so we got Mike of the Night Live. We got Morning Coffee with Mike. Help me get out of debt. We got $1.6 million for this house. For this $1.678 million. Because housing is important. It's worth actually looking at the house. Oops, I just had it. Not that. No, wait. That house. That trailer. It looks like a friggin' trailer. Wow, it's got 0 dislikes. That's a rare. Wonder if Murray Gilroy's on strike, or Alfred. Wonder if they're on strike or taking a day off. Anyways, here we go. That is $1.678 million. And tonight we're talking about debt. How to get out of debt and getting yourself crawled out of debt on tonight's show. This right here is 1.678. Guys, that thing's worth like 140 grand. 200 grand if there's like 10 ounces or 20 ounces of gold in the cellar. That is not worth $1.678 million. I wouldn't pay. You know how much hockey? You know how many hockey bags you need? You could fill. You can't fill $1.6 million in a briefcase. You actually need a hockey bag full of money to buy that house. Like you have to get 6 or 5 good takes to be able to get this house. People, I'm just watching the comments go by here. I'm disappointed, man. Owen's saying that place is worth 90K. Yeah. No, it's not. Because it's sold for 1.678. 1.6 million. 1.7 after taxes and closing fees and Mickey Mouse. $1.7 million. You know what? Even if you bought that house for 1.67 million pesos, Mexican pesos, that's still a lot of money for that house. That's still too much money. But hey, what the hell do I know? Nothing. Guys, Brighton, let me leave a link for Brighton again. Let me get to my channel here. Let me go to my dashboard. I need them to see that I'm getting a following on here so they could take me serious. So they could say, look, Mike Martins, we don't know, because this is American. This is 100% American. It's a patriot channel for patriots. It's, look, refuse to be silenced. Free speech lives here. Join now. I'm all for it. You know, I'm for, you know, somebody, look, there's a guy in town that gives me the finger, tells me off, tells me to F off, tells me off every time he sees me, only because I opened a company similar to his. But you know what? He's allowed to form an opinion. So I'm going to keep this link copied, and I'm going to keep putting it in here. I need everyone to go over there on a separate window, and I need you to go in there and sign up and subscribe to the channel, guys. Watch every video on here, if you can, twice. Because I can't put more than 10 right now until they unlock it. All right. Mike of the night, guys. Thanks for joining me, guys, so much. It's been a tough night tonight. I don't know what it is, but it's been such a tough night tonight. Tonight's the anniversary. It's the 4-month anniversary. I lost my dad. And, yeah, I prayed today with my mom. We prayed the rosary today, and, yeah. And you know what, guys? I really want to get on Twitch, man, really bad. I got a Twitch channel. Really want to get on Twitch, badly. Because on Twitch, man, I was on there. I don't know, man. Not even 5 minutes, I had 54 people watching. My prayers are still with you, Mike says. Owen, thanks, Owen. I appreciate it, brother. I really appreciate your support, buddy. You know that. And, Steve Stevens says, I went to Yorkdale Mall today and I saw the Canada Goose store with the massive lineups at the door, man. All Chinese customers were, do they get the cash? What's Canada Goose, guys? What's Canada Goose? Anyways, guys, let's get to the show tonight. I'm sorry if I'm feeling like a drag tonight. I'm just you know, just kind of disappointed. I worked really hard to get this thing up and running, and I failed, man. All right, let's go over some news. Did Joe Biden threaten Lindsey Graham for investigating him? 6 reasons why the most hated politician in Latin America became the president of Brazil. Delayed U.S. corn harvest has resulted in chaos for trade routes. Corn in the West going east. It should happen at some point, but it's not the way the U.S. market is set up to Well, set up a new logistics. Somebody at home sleeping that has a truck in their backyard, just start hauling it yourself. Start going to farms, man. Make phone calls. China would pay a catastrophic price should there be a Hong Kong massacre. Yeah, China's finished. We try to see if we get Evan on the show. Steve Stevens says a high-end jacket company is what Canada Goose is. I have no idea what Canada Goose. Japanese hotel offers a $1 stay if guests live stream there every moment. I'll go there. Republicans and Democrats agree, give vast snooping powers to the U.S. government. Sure, give them vast... Get my damn streams working. Get my damn streams working, SA. 3 right guys, get up on that channel. Get up on that channel. Get up on Brighton. Brighton's working well. Get to Brighton. Global Guide to U.S.-backed uprisings. Global Guide. They got a guide to uprisings. Wow. I could tell on this map all these countries here from here. I could just tell from here. This looks like over here. Well, there's nothing. Okay, that's Spain. That's Nigeria. Obviously, that's Chile. Peru. That's Bolivia. That's Ecuador. That's Haiti. Yeah, uprisings. Ruth Bader Ginsburg hospitalized again. Holiday season in jeopardy as consumers rein in spending amid economic downturn. No one has money. So let's get to paying down debts, guys. Let's discuss debt repayment. 40% of Canadians think they'll be in debt forever. We go round and round in the sun with debt collectors chasing us, and then we die. I feel really bad for people that are really wrapping themselves in the whole debt. People are wrapping themselves in debt, and it's becoming a huge issue for a lot of people. A lot of people were promised the world. Lots of people were promised the world. And, with a college degree, promised more money, promised them that their jobs will be waiting for them when they get out of college. Luckily, I can't read, and I didn't go to college, and I had the best guidance counselor. You know what my guidance counselor said? Mike, you're Portuguese. Mike, you can't read. Mike, your average is a D. You need to work in a factory and move boxes around. It's that or you flip burgers. Thank God I never went and spent money on university. Yeah. It may affect everyone, but it suggests that baby boomers are in better financial shape. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. Baby boomers are tapping into their home equity loans to purchase crap. Uh, 26 Gunter saying, I just got my security deposit back on a credit card and raised my limit to $1,500. First round is on me tonight, boys. Yeah! Is that what your guidance counselor actually said? Yeah? I'm not making this up, guys. When we went to high school, okay, it was grade 9. We would sit in the class waiting for our homeroom period teacher. She'd come in. Raise your hand if you speak Portuguese or you're Portuguese descendants. Go to the back of the class. I don't want to deal with you guys. And like half the class got up and moves to the back. That's just how school was. Do I go around, oh, they hurt my feelings. Oh, no. It's called payback. You know what payback is? Me running my own business, me doing what I want, when I want, and how I want. Marrying the woman of my dreams. Buying the house, a nice, decent house so I could lay roots and raise a family. That's payback right there. That's payback, I say. Yep. Red Pill Gary's got it right. Burgers are a better investment than college tuition. He's got it right. It may affect everyone. Yeah. Let's move on here. According to the credit monitoring service Equifax, the average person's debt in Canada is $71,979. Significantly more than $57,000 is where it was 5 years ago. We got American on here. We got everybody on here. Australia. We're gonna go, guys. I don't know if you guys understand how much vig or how vigorish. Okay, according to credit monitoring service Equifax, the average person's debt in Canada is $71,979. You guys have no idea how vigorish that is. Do you know how much vig you will pay on 71 large? Do you guys have the capacitive understanding or computing understanding of how long it would take you to pay off $71,979? that's so much vig on that. That's honestly, like, I call it vigorish. Oh, Owen saying VIG is interest for those who don't know. Yeah, interest, revolving interest, rotating interest, compound interest, blended interest. That is very vigorous, guys, and you have no friggin' idea how bad this is. I don't even think you could pray yourself out of this. And let's go back to the top of the article because it makes absolute sense. We go round and round the sun with debt collectors chasing us, and then we die. Holy crap, this article's from today's date. It's yesterday's article. But wow, this is a really updated article. So this is not from like 9 years ago. What we can learn from Beyonce about money. Whoa! Woohoo! We can learn about Beyonce about money. Okay, Beyonce's financial situation is a lot different than the average Joe Donuts. Okay, Harlip is sending me a link. What's this link for, buddy? I don't. Okay, guys. Okay, Rachel Madhouse. What's that other ugly one's name? That Joy or whatever her name is. Oprah. All these people that are giving this financial advice and trying to tell you how to spend and save your money. These people are in a different financial lens than we are. They have different, obviously they make different money, it's different. They like to tell people how it's done when they're obviously in a different financial situation. Different financial lens. Wow. I think Beyonce should go on tour and honestly just tell people how to make money. I think it's better than her singing. No, I'm just joking. I like Beyonce. I think she's very, very, I was super attracted to her 7-8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I was super attracted to her. Still am. Razi Khan saying stop buying houses as loans and mortgages prices will fall. All right. Nearly half of Canadians, are 48%, are $200 or less away from financial insolvency. Lord Humongous actually brought that up a few days ago. He brought this up too. $200 away. And this is from Canada's Stats Can here. So this is like Toronto, October 28, 2019, with the dust settling after last week's federal election and the economy have been often discussed issue during the campaign. The most recent wave of MNP debt index carried out by Ipsos on behalf of MNP lots reveals that Canadians will most likely still have money on their minds in the post-election. Okay, I'm not going to read all that. Canadians are $200 away from financial insolvency. Debt is holding us back. Debt is holding Black Americans hostage. It's not just Black Americans. It's everybody is on the debt wheel right now. To break free, we need to have an honest conversation about reparations and forgiveness at a mass scale. That's still going on in America. You know my answer to whatever happened. My answer to it. We had issues with the Aboriginals. Not me. They had it. It was their time. I don't have no problems with nobody. I don't have problems with a single human being until they start stepping on my toes. And I don't care what background they are. So there was reparations. It was their problem. We have our problems today to focus with and obstacles we need to fix. It's everybody. It was their problem. Oh, look what the Germans did in World War. Look what this. Look at. They did that, not me. Americans have more debt. Need family to help to buy homes, says report. Man, if you need help to buy a house for $170,000, it's not good. Yeah, actually, you know what? Corey brought up a good point. Can you imagine how many more people will be in debt in 20 years? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people are going to throw themselves in debt. AMC fires 3 employees over racial profiling incident. Yeah. Just people. A lot of people out to lunch, you know what I'm saying? Americans are waiting longer to buy their first homes. Yeah, try coming to Canada. You're not going to buy nothing. Ricky Smith asked, did you hear about Australia's government new housing scheme as you only need 5% deposit? Yeah, that's going to cripple. So remember that house I showed you that sold for $1.678 million that's realistically worth like 40 grand? Well, if you put 5% down on 1.67 million, again, I can't fathom how much VIG you're going to pay on that. That's a lot of VIG. That's very vigorous, guys. %50 of Americans make less than 34 large a year, and their credit is terrible. Yeah, I know. Australia's scary household debt problem. Australians, it must rank as the scariest numbers in the housing market, yet is rarely mentioned. It's not just that, guys. Australians right now, basically, you're not going to believe this when I actually tell you. You're not going to believe this. They are actually, for every dollar they make, they owe $2.10 and $2.07 for every dollar, the average household income in Australia. Record household debt, RBA knuckles down on further rate cuts. That's the Reserve Bank of Australia. So, people are jeopardized. Credit card crunch could be coming. Credit debt crunch. Credit card debt crunch. Now try saying that 3 times fast. New Zealanders are putting more than ever on their credit cards. New data from research and comparison site Finder showed New Zealanders are now using their cards to process $4 billion in purchases a month, a record amount. That doesn't include contactless debit cards, in the equivalent of $821 for each New Zealander, and almost 1 in 4 New Zealanders told Finder that they did not have a credit card. Oh, wow. 1 in 4 don't have credit cards? Yeah, you just keep it like that, guys. Don't start jumping into debt. Yeah, do yourself a favor, guys. Don't get into debt. Like, just take my word on this. I'm not making this up, guys. Don't get into that. Well, it's playing music and it's gonna, okay, how to fix UK's debt crisis? You think the whole Commonwealth, if you're one of the millions of Britons worried about money right now, the next month or so isn't gonna help. Battered by spending, messages courtesy of everyone from the kids to major retailers, you'll hardly need telling that the nation is set to seriously ramp up the buying in the next few weeks. A lot of it will be on credit card, and a lot of it will not sit on top, and a lot of it will sit on top of existing debt. Yeah, they even have these stupid vacations. Take your vacation now and pay us later. Personal insolvency levels approaching the highest in a decade. The number of people facing insolvencies on course to reach the highest level for almost a decade in 2019 after annual increases of more than 22% in September, revealing the devastating toll of mounting debts on British households. Official figures showed that the number of personal insolvencies climbed to 30,879 in 3 months to the end of September, up from 25,169 in the same period last year. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is, yeah. We're looking at a huge problem. We're huping it with the huge problem. Yeah, someone says that the Twitch was buffering like crazy. I just reopened my, Yeah, I'm gonna try multi-streaming again, guys. Yeah, I'm going to try it again. What I'm going to do during the week, I'm going to be playing with it. I'm going to see if I could disconnect the YouTube so I can see if I could get just everything working. Because we're going to be leaving YouTube soon, so we're going to have to... Guys, I'm going to do a mid-show plug here. Guys, if you can... Come on here. Right here. Come on here. It's Brighton. Here's my channel. I'm going to cut him. If you're just joining the channel. Man, I couldn't believe how many people I had on Twitch watching me in the 4 minutes I had it running. I couldn't believe it. But no! I can't multi-stream. I might have to get better internet. I don't know. I'm at the highest they could offer me in my area. So here it is, guys. There it is. I sent you a link. Can you please go on it? Oh, yeah, Romeo is asking about a college degree. We're going to get there right now. Let's go to my dashboard here. Look at that. I got 37 subscribers on here, guys. Come on, guys. Get on here on Brighton. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, there are auto lenders that finance for 10 years. A 10-year amortization. Again, too much vig. You're paying too much interest. Too much vigorish. It's too vigorish. It's a bad deal, and you don't want that. Okay, where was my show here? Where's my show? There we go. So, personal insolvencies. Company insolvencies increasing for the third consecutive quarter to 4,355 to the end of September. That's company insolvencies too. And personal insolvencies are approaching the highest in a decade. And that's in the United Kingdom. Almost 2 out of 3 UK adults wouldn't immediately help their parents out of debt, survey says. So, why? Because they can't even help themselves. Let's close some of these windows here so we get some breathing space. Household debt has Australians living in a house of cards. Again, we discussed this. Here it is. We've got household debt to income on just a touch under 200%. And that is, my view, is a massive macro risk. So here it is. 200%. For every dollar you make, you owe 2. Right now it's at 2. It's 208% right now. So every dollar an Australian makes, they owe back $2.08. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's keep going here, guys. Look at that. See that house right there? You see that house right there in Australia? That's like $2.4 million. That's $2.4 million. It's got a garage. You're looking at 2.4 mil. You see that house in Tucson, Arizona? That's like 70 grand. All right. How the student loan debt complex is crushing the next generation of Americanos. Un americano que no sepa hablar español. Y vaya, una fiesta de cubana. Que neta loco. Here it is, guys. Fundamentally broken. That is how a Wayne Johnson, the Trump administration officially, who resigned. Okay, I'm not going to care. Yeah, there's just too much student loan debt. And I think it's, I don't know how many billions is in right now. I think it's 20 billion. No, I think it's in the trillions, the student loan debt. Yeah, Corey says that house that I showed earlier, if it was close to Sydney, it'd be $3 million. All right, let's stop talking about getting into debt. Let's talk about debt service ratio, GDS and TDS. Okay, it's very important that you guys understand this. Gross debt service ratio, we don't calculate too much. Calculated GDS, lenders try to figure out the proportion of your income that you would be paying each month to own a particular property. We don't really calculate that. It's a total debt service ratio that's very important. To calculate your TDS, the lender will take the same GDS calculation, but add in another monthly payments. You don't have to make, including loans, minimum payments on any credit debt. That's the most important one because it takes it in a nutshell and actually gives you the correct calculation. All right, let's move on. So I found this one here. I mean, you could find any TDS calculator here, right? So let's look at this annual income here. 50 large, interest rate 4.79 because it's going by the average. Amortization 25 years. Okay, so existing. So this is a good one. Do you know why, guys? Because it actually has an existing expense. I went to a million calculations, okay, that I've been looking through. This one has existing expenses because it's important to know other stuff, right? So here it is here. Okay, interest rate 4.79, mortgage payments. So let's do taxes. Yeah, that's in America, $120 a month. That's not here. So let's say $233, for example. Let's say you buy a condo. Taxes will be cheaper. Taxes will be like $177 a month. Condo fees, that's about $433. Let's put 0 for heat and gas and oil if you're in a condo. Home insurance and contents and just more than that. It's like $111 a month. Okay. And then student loan payment. Let's say Buddy got a degree in our fine arts. So monthly payment, let's say it's like $133. Other loan, so the other. So let's combine the credit cards all for, no. Let's be generous. Well, they have a Home Depot card. Yeah, $211 a month. Total credit limits. So debit credit cards. So these are your limits. So now they ask what your limit is. How much borrowing power do you have at the moment? Because what I did about 10 years ago, what I did was I had like 13 credit cards, but they were all at 0. But I had the purchasing power of a lot of stuff if I wanted to. Steve Stevens says, Mike, I saw a rundown homes on Zillow in your town in Merritt for $80,000. The lot size looks good, decent though. Yeah. Red Pill Gary says, bus drivers are going on a 3-day strike in Vancouver. Yeah. They make $33 an hour. You need like $70 an hour to live in Vancouver. $80 an hour. We're going to do it right now, right here. So what are your limits? I'm not going to put that. Okay, click to calculate. So monthly, this is without a mortgage payment. You're paying out, so remaining mortgage payment allowed. So you're only allowed $818 for a mortgage. Total monthly mortgage payment allowed $818 a month. Total mortgage total mortgage amount $143,611. Okay. Your GDS ratio is 12.1. Allowable payment $1,333 a month. Current payment $504, and remaining mortgage payment allowed $828 a month. This is your TDS, 20.63. Your allowable payment is $1,666, and your current payment is $848. So here's the problem. This is not an existing. So let's put an existing expense here. So let's put down your mortgage payment there. There you go. So remaining mortgage payment allowed, negative $1,082. Total monthly mortgage payment allowed, $818. And that puts your TDS ratio at 70%. So let's take out existing expenses. Okay. Let's calculate this. Let's get realistic with our payments here. Other loan payments, let's put a car payment in there. Let's put $540. Let's be realistic with this, guys. Home insurance is okay, but okay, and put some here. Put that at 122. We'll put electricity and all that in one. Okay, and then we got condo fees. You could do this on your own at home and kind of figure it out yourself. So condo fees, taxes are very, very low. Okay, so let's calculate this. Okay. So remaining mortgage payment allowed. You're allowed to get a mortgage. Your monthly mortgage payment should be $278. Your total monthly mortgage payment allowed is $278. Your total mortgage amount allowed is $48. So you could borrow $48 large. So you could borrow $48,000 if you make $50,000 a year. So let's go on dual incomes. $100,000. But do you guys do you guys have an idea of how much money you need to make gross? Do you guys have any idea how much you need to make gross to net $100,000? Here you go. So you need to make $100,000 per year net to afford what? Total mortgage allowed $341,000. Oh no. But your TDS ratio is good. Huh. So let's put in the mortgage payment now. So now when we go back, let's put in the mortgage payment of $1,944. Okay, calculate this again. Okay, so you have 0. That's right. That calculated right. It's supposed to be 0. And that's that for 343. That's correct. And that puts your TDS ratio at 39.99%. It puts it at 40% still. You're still over you're at your breaking point. So right now, $100,000 net on a 25-year term. Interest rate is decent with a 1944 monthly mortgage payment. Property taxes are super low. Everything is super low here. You're still at your breaking point. Because it says monthly 0. I have this perfectly updated here. Wow. Wow. So let's get our trusty calculator out here. So for you to have a $341,000 mortgage, because the expenses are out of control, right, guys? You guys know what I'm saying, right? Let me get my trusty calculator out here. So that puts you at $100,000 annually. So let's do this. So basically, you need to net $273 per day to get a mortgage for $341,000 and all expenses. And that's not even including food. That's not even including food, man. So you have to. So the only way you can make this work is if you have no car payments, no student loans. Let's say home insurance. Let's say you know some crooked guy that gives it to you for $30. You're fully solar and off grid. You're not in a condo. You're in a house. Okay. And property taxes. Let's say you're in the States and you could actually expense your property taxes on your capital gains. So that puts you at 0. Okay, get that out. All right, and then let's see what you could get. Here we go. So on $100,000 net. Okay, pay attention, guys. $100,000 net. You could afford a $2,633 monthly payment, and that should put your TDS at 40%. 2,633. Calculate. And no, puts your TDS at 32%, and that gives you room for food. And that you could afford a $2,633 monthly payment. And this should be 0. And that's it. So, wow. Let's take that out. So how could these people afford these houses in Canada? And even Australia and the United Kingdom? It makes zero sense. Oh, no, there's no down payment. What I'm doing. Okay, this is how this calculator works. You put in all this information that I did. Then it's going to tell you what you're allowed to borrow, how much borrowing power. Then you take the total and you put it back in your mortgage payment. So what's going to happen is someone takes a mortgage application, right? Let's say the house is $100,000. You put down 50, right? So then you would actually just put down 50,000. You would. This tells you how much you could afford. This is all it tells you, how much you could afford, not how much you put down, whatever. This is only affordability. This is a very good calculator. It's called Canadian Mortgage Advisor. Anybody could use this. It doesn't matter who uses this. You can use this in Australia. This is really good. You put your gross income. There's your interest rate. There's your amortization. Okay? You calculate it. Then it gives you what your monthly payment is allowed. You cut that. Get it out of there. Put it in your mortgage payment. And then click to calculate. And then it tells you what your TDS is. And it tells you what your monthly payment is and how much you could afford. It's just telling you what you could afford is what it is. It's not telling you what your mortgage payment's going to be. It tells you what you could afford for a mortgage payment. Does that make sense, guys? Owen, do you get that, buddy? Owen, do you understand this now? Yeah, Supreme Canon saying the Amish might have the right idea. So that's how you calculate this, guys. It's very important that you do this on your own. You enter your gross income. So how much do you need to buy that house in Sydney? Okay, let's be realistic here. That $1.6 million house that they bought. Okay, so let's say they put down $600,000 and they have $1 million to borrow. Okay, let me do this one more time. They have $1 million to borrow. So let's do the annual income at $230,000 net. Okay. So that puts them at a monthly mortgage payment at about $4,000. Total monthly mortgage payment allowed $6,100. Okay. That's 230. Do I have enough zeros? Yeah, 230,000 interest rate, 25-year amortization. And we're going to take this out. We're going to recalculate again. And that should put us up at $6,100. There you go. So now let's do this. Taxes on that place, let's say it's $211 a month. No condo fees. Heat and gas and oil, whatever, let's say $100. Let's do 200 with electricity and water and all that crap. Home insurance, let's say $155 a month, right? Okay, student loan payments. Buddy got an art degree, right? So he's paying like $155 a month. Other loan payments, car payment, $468 because the wife wanted an SUV. Okay, we're not going to put the credit limits in there because we don't need. Click to calculate. Here it goes. Oh, they're almost there. Okay, so let's go to the right. So they're allowed to borrow $977,000, okay, with the TDS at 6.2%, which is good, because we have to still put the monthly payment in. So they're allowed to borrow $977,225. So now let's take that out. Watch. Let's put it up to $245. So see how vigorous this is? There we go. They could borrow $104,000. Let's get it perfect. Watch this. $242,000. All right. There you go. 1.003 million. No. They could borrow $1 million. They could borrow $1 million with an annual income net of $242,000 and make it buy that house in Australia. So now we're going to take the monthly payment out of here. We're going to cut that and take it out. Then we're going to put the mortgage payment here. And then we're going to calculate. Okay. And that brings their TDS to 35% within line. And this goes to 0. And their total monthly allowable is $5,887 a month for that trailer house we saw in Australia. That's what they're paying per month. If they put down $680,000 and then they financed $1 million. That's if they did it that way. Scott Kemp is saying, "Hey Mike, average cost for a 3-bedroom home in Sydney is $1.58 million." Yeah, so $1.581 million. Yeah. So what I did was I put $242,000 annually. Right? Oh, Timothy Mack needs to hit the bed early, man. Have a good night. All right, let's move on. Okay, let's talk about getting out of debt. 8 ways to get out of debt. Gather your data, bills, credit reports, credit score, etc. And this is the best thing you could use right here. It tells you where you're at, what you could afford for rent. Even if you're moving to a new apartment and your rent's going down or up, make a list of your debts and income. Lower your interest rates. Good luck with that. Pay more than you have to pay. That's what you got to do, because it technically lowers your rate because you have less principal to pay down, right? Earn more money. Good luck with that. Spend less money. That's one thing you got to gauge, guys. It's not how much you make, it's how much you spend. Create a budget and debt payoff plan. Stick to them. Rinse and repeat. So gather your data. Start getting all your credit reports. Start getting your credit scores. Find out where you are financially. Make a list of your debts and income, all your balances, your minimum monthly payments, and your interest rate. Interest rate's important, okay? Because you want to understand what your blended rate is, because when you're paying multiple credit cards, you're paying a blended rate. Lower your interest rates. Interest loans and credit cards can make trying to get debt seem like running a losing race. The best way to do it is this. Get a loan with lower interest rates, consolidation loans if you can, at a lower interest rate. Pay more than you have to. That's the key right there. Pay more than you have to. If you could double your payments, if your minimum payment's $70, try and pay $150, $200. Pay the damn thing down. Because when you start seeing the revolving interest, the blended interest, it's very vigorous. You don't want to deal with that. All right, let's move on. And 12 ways. Pay more than the minimum. That's number 1 right there. Spend less than you have to plan to spend. Yes. Stop taking these bull crap. Take a vacation now and pay later, because you'll be paying for the rest of your life. I know a guy who did that, and they did their own financing through the travel. The travel agencies are getting smart. They're doing their own in-house financing to send you on a vacation, and guess what? The APR, or their interest rate on that, is like 30% a year. So if you take a $5,000 vacation, you're paying a fortune in VIG. All right. 12 most effective ways. Pay more than the minimum. We got that. 5 steps to get out of debt. Small payments make it easier to pay debt off. Think of the big project that you've been meaning to get done. Maybe it's a home. Okay. Small payments add up to pay off a credit card debts? Well, you do spend in small increments too, guys, right? So if you could pay back, like, when I was a teenager, let me tell you how I paid off a credit card. Watch this. I think my balance was $4,200. I was so mad. And the VIG, oh my God, the VIG. I was paying on that like 20%. So you could do this. So I would divide that by 365, $11. So I'd bump it up. So that's $11 a day, and you could pay off your $5,000 loan. But it won't work because there's interest. So what I did, I was paying $15 a day. In less than 8 months, I paid it off. Why? Because you're paying down the principal faster, and the balance, obviously, you're paying the interest on what the balance owing is, right? So I paid $15 a day. In less than 9 months, I had the damn thing paid off. I got my bill. It was 9 pages long. It was like 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. And that's how I did it. Yeah. So do it like that, guys. If you don't want to see it hit your pocketbook so fast. 11 ways to get out of debt faster. By Holly Johnson. We're a nation of debt. As late of 2017, the average American carried $6,354 in credit card debt and more than $24,700 in non-mortgage debt, such as car loans, according to Experian. Wow. The average student loan balance has hit a record of $34,144. Who the heck is paying that much for student loans? I can't believe it. Guys, you know what? I understand that your friend, Americans living in America, I understand, Hill Dog was up on a board, and she up on a board, like a board of ministers, and had a meeting at one of the colleges at Harvard and stuff, and had a huge presentation after with all the students saying how important it is to have student loan debt, not student loan debt, but get a degree, and how you make $1 million more than the average person. Guys, do your math, do your research, find out if the degree you're getting. We talked about this demand and degree on the show a few weeks ago. I said to get into skilled trades. Guys, I'm going to give you guys my Brighton. Get on Brighton. Everyone likes it. I'm going to be posted on here. I hope they unlock me to allow me to post more videos, because I'm getting really anxious on allowing me to post more videos here for you guys. Wow, Owen says 18 years of child support. Owen, did you subscribe to me here on Brighton, buddy? Get over there. And it works really well on the phone. They don't have an app yet, but it works well on the phone. It actually saves your password. It's there. It looks like you're using an application. Like, it doesn't big screen it, and it looks like you're using an app. It's a really good service these guys have here. Logged in as Mike Martins. All right. Let's get paying down debts. Tonight's topic is paying down debts. Let's see who's here. Who could help us and discuss? We got to get Buddy on the show here. Evan. I can't get a hold of Evan. He's in downtown Hong Kong. He's been keeping us up to date on what's happening in downtown Hong Kong. He lives right in the city center, and we haven't heard from him in a while, and I've been trying to call him. Okay. Yeah, I just got Gunter26 telling me in Skype there how to use multi-platforming. I don't know if I have to increase my bandwidth. Owen says I have to set up an account. Hurry up. Oh, what's going on with Hong Kong? Oh, if you don't know what's going on with Hong Kong, just go on anywhere before social media deletes it. What about the person that live in China? Didn't you call that? You know what? I contacted Shanghai Larry. He messaged me the other day. He says they're opening two more. Sorry, they're opening two more Canadian embassies or Canadian immigration offices to bring more people in from Hong Kong, and they're opening three immigration offices for Australia and one for New Zealand and Hong Kong. Temporary ones to get everybody out so they could bring over their millions and buy us out. Yeah. Yep, Chili's up in flames, guys. Chili's up in flames. Yeah, Chili's up in flames. Let me get Supreme Cannon if his internet's working. My internet's okay because I switched my router. No dice. Supreme Cannon is away from the phone. He's probably like doing stuff. Let me see if I could get see if we get real German instincts on the show.
Yo, Mike.
Yo, what's up, dog?
I was just heading off to bed. How you doing?
Good. Well, we want me to let you go?
I can talk for a little bit. What's going down?
Nada. Yeah. I just want to talk about the we were talking about platforms earlier. I'm trying to multi-stream so I could get on Twitch at the same time as YouTube. Could it be my bandwidth is no good?
Well, it's about upload when it comes to streaming. It's not your download is irrelevant. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, I know it has to do with your ping, your how you're getting your stuff out there. Like
you're right is what's important when it comes to streaming or any of that.
I might have to change my internet service provider to TELUS here then.
Yeah, if your current provider is not willing to give you more upload or bandwidth, usually it's because they don't want to spend the money to invest in the cables. But usually what you can do is threaten to switch, and if that doesn't work, then you tell the other company that you're willing to switch, but only if. And that's kind of how you get around that. Because, yeah, I noticed with my current provider, they weren't willing to do anything for me until I said, okay, fine, I'm going to switch. And then they let me. And then when I called Rogers from Bell, then Rogers was like, oh, yeah, we're happy to do it. Because as soon as I said they're not willing to do it, then I was like, okay, well, I won't, I'm not interested.
So the problem is in my area, if I want fiber optic, I have to go with TELUS.
Well, you got to deal with the devil of whatever one you can get, I guess. Yeah. Smaller town selection. I know the big apartments, ironically, they have the best internet of them all because they have these big cables that go into them, the apartment complexes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in tonight's show because I wanted to multi-stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. I screwed something up, and I tried multi-streaming, and it wouldn't multi-stream for me.
Well, what I don't get, and I'm not much of an IT guy myself. I know a little thing here or there, but if you're streaming to that third party, wouldn't they be the ones that are uploading it at that point?
Well, what I do is I go through that one thing. It goes through their server, and then it uploads to the multiple servers, to the multiple streaming sites.
It shouldn't be extra. So, like, say if you only needed 10 or 20 megabytes per second of upload, It's not like you need a massive amount. They should be doing like once it gets to them, and then they're just mirroring it. They should be doing all the heavy lifting at that point. Is what I'm basically saying.
All right, I'm gonna make some phone calls. They're good. Everything's gonna be closed Sunday. I'll deal with it Monday morning. I'll make some phone calls and find out what the heck's going on and see if what my options are.
But that does sound like a wonderful idea. But I do have to warn you: if you stream on YouTube, Twitch and YouTube don't like each other.
No, but this is a platform that actually allows me to hook up with 33 different platforms at the same time.
Yeah, I was just saying, in the case of Twitch, Twitch can be a bit picky, and vice versa with YouTube. Usually, they prefer that you stream on one or the other.
Yeah,
They're people that do multi platform, and they've had issues in the past. I know that in the gaming scene.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm just pretty choked. You know, I'm trying to find this alternative to YouTube right now because I really think it's gonna get really bad.
There isn't many alternatives to YouTube. No real ones, at least at this moment.
But what about the one I'm promoting here?
That'd be great.
Brighton. It's like YouTube. It's exactly like YouTube. And
I never heard of it until you mentioned it, to be honest. And then I looked it up, and then I guess the one big name that they got posting there is Alex Jones at the moment.
no, they have more. You want to see? Watch this, guys. Alex Jones. Lisa Haven. You know Lisa Haven, right?
I'm not aware of her, no.
Okay, guys, in the comments, tell me if you know Lisa Haven. If you don't know who she is, and you guys think my channel's cool, you should see how cool her channel is. She's down in the States, and look at her video right here. Democratic deception, the provision of the bill that they signed that would destroy most American lives. And then you have the Ron Gibson channel, right? Then you got Brother Nathaniel is on. He just posted 1 hour ago.
Wait, did they shut down Brother Nathaniel off YouTube?
He's gone. He's not there. I checked.
Oh,
Somebody
Lord.
else uploaded videos from him and made like 30 video carousel for him, but he's gone. So he's on here. He just posted it 2 hours ago. Ron Gibson's on here. Lisa Haven's on here. Let me tell you who else is on here. Oh, the health and medicine guy, the guy that does health and medicine discussion that got kicked off of YouTube, who was talking about cures for cancer and stuff. This guy's talking about artificial sweeteners increase heart attack and strokes. Then we have that's just the video he did. Then we have American Patriot 1776 is on here now. Lord Humongous is on here now. Look, Lord Humongous. We got Tommy Robinson. He has a channel called Think About It.
So, Brother Nathaniel, that says right here, he has 118 videos, but was this more like a fan that just re-uploaded?
That's a fan. I checked. I looked. I found it on Google. This is right here. Yeah, he just posted this 3 hours ago.
Yeah, it was 5 months ago. Was his latest video on here?
Yeah, this one's 3 hours ago.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I'm just telling you as a friend. Oh my God, Truck Stop's on here too. He used to be on YouTube too. He was really vulgar when it came to the whole gender thing, and he got kicked off of YouTube.
Anyone that questions
The status quo.
Status quo is pretty much silenced.
Yeah, you got lots of uploads here. Lots of uploads that just uploaded. The Mike Martin's channel's on here too. You know what, dude? You want to hear something funny? I wouldn't laugh, because you know why? Watch this. I got 37 subscribers. You know how long it took me to get 37 subscribers on YouTube?
Well, yeah, but you're also jump-starting it with an established channel at this point. Or much more established.
No, but I'm still getting more views than I would. See, not all these people subscribe to me, right? I already have, I'm over 300 views. I never got 300 views in 3 days. You
Oh
see,
Lord,
I don't have that many subscribers,
doesn't
so
sound
people are
right.
watching it. And YouTube, they suppressed everything.
Yeah, no. Usually your videos are like about 150 right now, and you got, which makes no sense for someone with 11,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that's why I'm broken. I feel like
Your views should be around 3 to 5 or something like. I have no idea. Maybe even 1,000 at that point, depending, right?
right. Well, and then there's people passerbys that don't subscribe that watch stuff too.
Yeah, we're not accounting the passerbys. So like yeah, your video should be probably around between maybe 6 to 8, maybe a bit more. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what the ratio should be, but 150 doesn't sound right at all.
Well, I got more views when I had 2,000 subscribers. I made more money in AdSense, and I made more money. I had more views. So if you could get on Brington, buddy, I know you're kind of broken about making channels and getting shit banned all the time. Well,
Huh? I already subscribed to you this evening.
No, I'm not talking about this. Why don't you do a channel on here?
Because I wanted to do, when I was trying to do my own gaming channel before it got shut down, I wanted to do live streams. And the people that I wanted to go do that with, it's just hard to get everyone's busy schedules together and line up.
Then I know you make good videos and you edit. Why don't you just make your videos and or stuff you want to do or voice your opinions and just put it on Brighton?
It's a lot of work.
Okay.
And I'm busy.
Okay, just giving you an idea is all.
I know. I just don't have much time for that kind of stuff. Like, I enjoy doing the Mike and the Night on Saturday, and that's about it almost at this point.
Right,
I'm really keeping up with the political trends these days. It's just become so cumbersome.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'll let you hit the hay, get some sleep, and we'll talk. We'll talk soon. Okay.
Of course, Mike.
Take care. God bless you.
Ciao for now. Good night.
So that's RGI in the house, and he basically giving us an insight on. So guys, this is it here. If you guys want to, I got Supreme Cannon. Let's talk about paying down some debts.
Hola, Miguel.
Yo, Supreme, what's up, dog?
Oh, this and that,
All right, did you see that TDS calculator I pulled up?
Yeah, I had a look at it there. Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah, so basically, buddy, that needs to that let's say that the house we saw for $1.6 million. Remember that shack?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So to buy that house, and let's say realistically you put down $680,000, and you wanted to finance the $1 million.
Yeah.
You have to make $242,000 net a year.
Yeah, that would be kind of a deflating experience to be making what should be really good money, and you can only buy something like that with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
your monthly payment would be $5,008. You could afford a $5,887 payment. People need to understand how TDS calculators work. It tells you what you can afford.
Yeah.
And so that's that right there. So basically, all your payments with your car payment and everything, it leaves you with, hold on, your TDS. I want to see what you're left over with. After your mortgage payment and everything, you're left with $990 a month for food.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Why are people even discussing this? Unless unless you make twice that money, right? And then you just want to buy the place and tear down the shack and put up, well, it's probably not even a full city lot.
It's not. The problem with that house was that I saw that in Australia, to build a house in Australia, it's like $600,000. And the same house to build in like Oakland, California would cost you like $140,000.
Yeah, like it should.
Yeah.
Like it used to cost here for a really nice house.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's insane. The whole thing is off the rails. It's been off the rails for 20 years. I don't know when it's going to come back. It definitely has to. It just has to. You're getting to the point where so many average people just don't have an option of, if you can't make Canada your home, or Australia, and you've been living there for 5 or 6 generations, something has to change. I don't know, but if we don't get a political solution, then it's going to be a non-political solution. And it might not necessarily be violence in the streets, but it's going to be either way more hardcore politicians popping up, or you're going to have people just flat out migrating and building cities somewhere else in the world. Because if you're living in the city, I mean, you're probably not working in a sawmill. You're probably not working in a factory. You might be working in a warehouse or something like that, but you're not going to be pulling down that kind of coin. So unless you're living with your parents who've been living in Toronto, or they've been living in Sydney for 50 years, how are you going to? Thank you, Elizabeth. By the way, how are you going to live? How are you going to move on? You're stuck in a permanent stasis. You can't.
But remember the first article I read? You revolve around credit card debts and unsecured debts all your life, and creditors chasing you down, and then you die.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. You're on the treadmill. The thing about a consumer society is the thing being consumed is you and me. It's our lives, our sweat, our toil, our ingenuity, all of those things that we do to try to make our way in the world is just being plundered from us. I've said many times, we're being plundered like we lost a war. That's effectively what's happening. You have to take active steps to fight that. And that includes, you got to go somewhere where your balance sheet starts to show some positive cash flow. So if that means you have to move to a small town and do something else with your life, then go do it. Just get out. You're wasting your time. Things will probably change, but it just doesn't happen overnight. It's something where you just can't assume, especially if you're my age, you just can't assume it's going to happen in your lifetime, or while you're still at an age where you might want to buy a home, you might want to get married, have a family, all of the things that people traditionally bought or build homes for. Yeah, live frugally. You don't live frugally with the idea of, okay, I'm going to be cheap, I'm going to be a miser.
But Supreme,
that's not the idea.
But Supreme is not even that. Remember the image of the house I showed?
Yeah.
That's a frugal house.
Yeah.
That's a piece of crap. I'm sorry. If you feel offended, good for you. Yeah. But it doesn't mean you're right. So, but anyways, that's a piece of crap. I can show you the same house. That square footage in Atlanta, in a good area of Atlanta, that was built around, let's say, after World War II, for about $55,000.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I mean. It's you got to think about, okay, if you can't afford to live here and get ahead and do the things that you want to do, if you're just going to work so that you can buy food and effectively, what's the difference at that point? Buying a house for $1.6 million or paying rent? You're still throwing your money away, because that house is not going to be $5 million. We've topped the roller coaster. It's either going to stay there for the next 25, 30 years, in which case you're really not accumulating any equity. You know what I mean? Or you're not getting ahead.
You there?
By doing. I'm here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you're breaking up. We lost you for a few seconds, and yeah. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, you're back. You're fine. You're fine.
You're not. Yeah, you're not getting anywhere doing that. You might. I mean, obviously, to be able to buy that house, you have to have a really good job. Well, if you're pulling down that kind of coin, why would you choose to live like that? That's the point. You know what I mean? Especially if you've got skills that are location independent. Get the hell out of there. Get out of Sydney. Get out of Toronto. Go to a second order city. I've been to Toronto. I've been to Ottawa. The weather sucks.
You see how beautiful it was today and yesterday and day before?
Yeah.
Like here in Merritt, it's gorgeous. Like we've been having great days, 9 centigrade, 10 centigrade every day.
Yeah, it's nice here too. Yeah, it was beautiful. I was actually through Merritt on Wednesday. I had to go to Langley on a parts run. I was going to stop by and say hi on the way home, but I didn't get back until 5 o'clock. So
okay.
So I missed you there. But yeah, it was nice traveling all day. It was unreal actually. I'm waiting for that Canadian weather to kick in because we're having trouble hauling logs because of mud right now. So we need winter. We got to have some winter in my line of work.
Yeah.
Got to live with it.
So give us some tips on what you think best ways to pay. I tried. I paid off a credit card that was almost $5,000.
Yeah.
And that was very vigorous. I was paying like 22% on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what I did was, I took the total, divided it by 365 days, came out to $11, and then I just bumped it up to $15, and electronically paid. Every day I would just pay $15 on it.
Yeah.
And then not even 8 months I paid it down in full, because you're obviously paying down the principal, and you're only paying interest on the total balance owing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So that's how it has to be, and it's just systematic. It's like if you if you have rent or you have a mortgage or a car payment, most people will put it on some kind of automatic payment plan. Well, you do the same thing, but you gotta actually sit down and you've got to take your income and your expenses, and you've actually got to spend a couple of hours figuring out, okay, well, this is what I need to do, and from there. Like Dave Ramsey, guys like that, like the debt snowball. You concentrate on the highest interest debts first. You pay those off, and then you take the money you're using to pay that, and you take that all over, and you start beating down the next highest interest debts. And you just get rid of that stuff. If you have a mortgage and that's the only debt you have, well, that's not as bad. At least you are building some kind of equity. The problem is the amount of debt that people have that has no corresponding asset attached to it. They're just buying crap, or they're going on vacations all the time, or they're in I don't know, name your favorite tchotchke store, right? Or they're just in Walmart buying stuff all the time, right? Or they're lined up outside Canada Goose to buy $1,000 winter coats. You know what I mean? Like, so many people, that is their life.
Yeah.
And they don't understand, it seems, until they get much older, until they get to a point where they start to see, not necessarily the end of their life, but the end of their working life. They're starting to see that last signpost up ahead in the distance and realizing, holy crap, I'm not ready for this. What the hell have I been doing with my life?
Yeah.
Everybody needs that quote unquote come to Jesus moment where they actually say, okay, I'm ready to make a change. This isn't working for me anymore. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the smallest amount first. Yeah, beat that one down. It's a quick success.
That's the way I was telling people on Morning Coffee with Mike. Take down the smallest debt first, because you pay a blended interest rate.
Yeah.
And that's what you're tackling, the blended interest rates. Start tackling the small $1,000 cards that you have up there. Just pay them off and cut them up, and that's it.
Just wipe them out, exactly. And then as you do that, as soon as that debt is done, well, now you have the money that you were putting on it, and it's like you literally start to untie a hand from behind your back. Now you have some capital.
Yeah.
Now you have some actual positive cash flow, and you just use that like a fire hose, and you start washing down and washing away the next biggest debt, right? And once you've attacked that, you have to think of it like a war. It's going to be a long, expensive campaign, and you're going to have to be focused. But you've got to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But that's the thing. Once you go to work every day like you were, and you're taking this money and you're putting it on those debts, and basically, it's just a mathematical certainty. You can time just about down to the day when that debt is going to be wiped out. Because people just don't seem to understand, that initial rush, that dopamine hit from buying a new truck or buying a new TV or buying a new pair of boots or whatever, right? But that's the thing. You've got this stuff and you're paying on it for years. God forbid, buying a boat or a quad or a snowmobile. Things that people buy, the really high interest rate toys that people buy, and they spend most of the year sitting in the garage or in the driveway. Mm-hmm. The novelty wears off so quickly from those things, but then they got you, so they don't care. That's why all the bells and whistles and all the big noises and shiny objects. It's to get you to sign that paper. They produce loans like sawmills produce lumber. I've said it many times. The idea is to get you to sign the paper. They don't care what happens after that. They don't care what happens to you, and they don't even care what happens to the loan. They're going to get their commission, and if the loan gets defaulted on later, it's not their problem. Yeah, that's right.
That's like
Red.
the video
Okay.
I did the other day. Remember the video I did about auto loans?
Yeah.
And I was singing?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that one actually.
What?
I'm thinking of something else.
What?
No, I haven't heard you sing yet. No.
No, I
we
did the video here, guys. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, here. Let me get to my
Yeah.
channel here. So,
Bring an
so
excerpt
guys,
up.
the image of the house here. There it is. There's the image of the house. For people that are listening to this there's a lot of people that actually download the stream and listen to it. They don't watch it. So people listening to this, it's got 2 windows and then a back door and a couple of steps, and that's sold for $1.678 million.
Yeah, insanity. It's insanity. But the thing is, people that live in those cities, that live in that bubble, and I've called it a bubble many times, and I don't, that's just the image that comes to mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is reality to them. It's like, well, I'm going to live here. The idea of living somewhere else doesn't occur to them. So this is what I'm going to have to pay. And someone will buy that.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do with it, afterwards, I can't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like you were saying with the mortgage calculator, the kind of money that you have to make in order to be able to buy that house, that you should live like a king just about anywhere else other than the city that house is sitting in.
Dude, 1.678 million is roughly like $1 million American, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
And you saw you saw in this video, I went in and you could see what people could buy for one.
Yeah.
Look for, let me see if I can look at this castle, 220, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Mike, but that's in Atlanta, Georgia. Are you out of your mind? I bet you Atlanta, Georgia 5 times. It's a major metropolis. It's a huge
Yeah.
city."
Oh yeah, it's not some little jerkwater town. No, Atlanta's a
No.
big deal.
Here, there's the other one here I was looking at here. Yeah, here you go. St. Petersburg, Florida. Look at this mansion. 249. 6 bedrooms, 3 baths.
Yeah. Yeah, if you
Here you
have
go.
skills.
Lexington, South Carolina. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a castle. The thing's at least, how many? It tells you right here. 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 4,100 square feet. And I think property tax on this place was $800 a year.
That's incredible.
And then I found a 3-story. Here it is. Listen to this. 9 bedrooms, 6 baths, 4,800 square feet. It's got 3 gas meters, 3 everything. It's an apartment. It's a low-rise apartment for sale. $249,000 in downtown Chicago, Illinois.
That's insane.
$249,000. It has 3 gas meters. I could see when I saw
Yeah.
it. It's got 3 mailboxes, 3 electrical grids, like 3 electrical boxes, right?
Yeah.
And there it is. $249,000. You live in one, you rent out the other 2, or you just rent out all 3 and you travel around the world.
I could think of why the price in a place like Chicago might be low, because Illinois, first of all, Illinois is bankrupt, right? So taxes are only going to get worse there. And I'm sure that Chicago city services and taxes are probably getting to be kind of high too.
Right. And that's
because
why it's $249,000.
That's right. The price is low. You might, they might get you some other way. But like you said, if you've got 3 apartments and you rent 2 of them out, you should be able to make it. It depends on the part of town it's in too, right? Like I've seen lakefront places here in the Shuswap for $110,000, and that sounds incredible. But the thing is, it's either a recreational strata of some kind, so you can only live in it for 6 months of the year. Some of them are native band leases, because the native bands around here have a lot of lakeshore, and they might only have 10 or 15 years left on that lease. So and there's no guarantee the lease will be renewed. So you really, the price has to be low, because you're buying it, but you're not going to get it for very long. You're not really buying it. You're just kind of leasing it for 10 or 12 years, maybe. There's just no certainty. If the lease would be renewed for another 49 years, that'd be a different issue, right? You could live there, and your kids and grandkids could use it, and everything else. Everything that's free title is of course going to be full price, right?
Low-rise building is nice. It's got a buzzer outside. It's got a metal door. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice architecture. It's not junk. It's got
No,
nice
it's not.
windows. The interior look clean. It doesn't have an elevator though. It's got the stairway to go up.
Yeah, walk up. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. Just to go up to the other apartments. I think that's fine. And even the stairways have windows too. Like on the stairways to go up to the apartments, they have windows on every floor. Right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, in a place like Chicago, it depends on the neighborhood too, right?
Right.
Like that place.
But this place, okay, in a bad area of Australia, like a bad area, like let's say compromise, like put it comparable to Chicago, for example, in a really sketchy area of Australia, right? That's still going to be $7-8 million.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's what I'm saying. Like people in bad areas of Vancouver are paying $2-3 million for a detached home.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you still got something like a free market, obviously, in Chicago. If a place like that can be, a very nice place like that, because that's an amazing revenue property all by itself, and you can live there. You know what I mean? It should be.
You could even lower their rent $100, charge them $700 a month. They're 3 bedrooms each, eh?
Yeah.
Just charge them $700 a month, but you got to pay the rent or you're out. You're like, well, okay, I'll pay $700. That's $300 less. No problem. Yeah. You pay the utilities like you do because there's different gas meters, right? And then that's 7, 14, 50, $2,200 a month US. Could get you around. Like you don't even have to. You can live out of a van and just do auto deposits every month, or you just cash the checks every month.
Right.
And you go once a year up to Chicago. If you want to show the place or you have an empty place or whatever, you get a property manager, pay him $10 a visit to go visit the properties once every month. You know what I'm saying? For $10,
Sure, absolutely. I mean, you could. I mean, for $250,000, you could live in a van or an RV in Palm Springs or something, collect the money from that, and use that as the leverage to go buy 2 more. I mean, for that kind of price point, as long as you know that you can handle whatever the problem is in that area, that something like that should be that cheap, right? If it's crime, if it's taxes, if it's something like that, that's keeping that price low. Well, as long as you've got, if you got enough of those units, well, then you could just give 10 points to a property manager to look after that stuff, and drive away and never come back. Just collect the money.
Yeah. Owen saying here in Brampton, Ontario, property tax at the least is $6,000 to $8,000 a year. My mom was paying like $8,200 a year in property tax.
Yeah. Oh, that's ridiculous.
You know that pays the mortgage off on that 3-story low rise apartment.
Yeah.
That actually pays the mortgage every month.
$8,000 a year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, $249. Right,
$249. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's not going to be a lot of money.
Yeah, no, you're with the 25-year amortization, you're looking at about $390 a month. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that one is context sensitive. Depends on where in Chicago it is. I mean, obviously a lot of people still live there. The whole place is a war zone, but it depends on how many blocks you are from the Section 8 areas, kind of thing.
What did you think about that Civil War house we talked about on Trends in the Housing Market?
That was beautiful. I just the thing about a place like that is, you'd want the building inspection. You'd want the document, because if it was built before the Civil War, you're thinking dry rot. There's a lot of things. I mean,
it looks like it's been fully restored, though. That's the thing.
Well, if it was taken down to the bones, and has proper insulation and flooring.
But that's
stuff,
in South Carolina.
Humidity though, right? I mean, it's sunny, but there's humidity and there are hurricanes and stuff. Obviously, the house was strong; it withstood all of that. Mm-hmm. But you're still, you can run new wiring through, your sawdust insulation, right?
Yeah.
And you can have electric lights and electronics, but the place is still a pre-Civil War house. If it's been taken down to the bare bones and any dry rot dealt with, and it's just basically a fully upgraded antebellum house, yeah, it's an incredible deal. It's a beautiful place. It's
Guys,
amazing.
I have news for Owen. Property tax is actually going to go up 1.4% in Brampton. So it's going to go up from $6,000 to $8,000 a year. It might go into the like 7.5 to like 9,200 a year now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to get bad, especially if you have all of these places that are sitting empty because they were just bought by speculators. There's a guy on Twitter I follow from time to time, and he lives in Toronto, one of those condo towers, and he says, yeah, half the towers he sees at night, there's no lights on in the units. Right. They're just somebody from out of town bought them just to store their money, right? And this is where they saw off the branch they're sitting on. I mean, if a city gets bought out completely by speculators and everybody else is priced out of the market because of it, it gets to a point where it's not really a store of wealth anymore. Because the only way the price can go, even if the price doesn't go down, the taxes are going to go up. All of the other expenses are going to go up a lot.
Hold on. Tig is saying I used to pay $2,200 in taxes for a 1,400 square foot condo in Edmonton.
Yeah,
that's a lot of tax for a condo. Because then Tig, how much were your strata fees, buddy? Can you put that down there for us? What was your strata fees? Because I want to know what he paid for strata too, because that's ridiculous, man. I remember I was looking at a condo in Florida, in South Florida. I was looking at a condo a few weeks ago, and I called up the guy. He's like, "Oh, we gotta, I just want to let you know, this. It's a 3-bedroom. It's in a gated community." And it's got tennis courts, and it's good for people like snowbirds to go down for the winter, blah, blah, blah. So I just want to let you know that the strata fee here is pretty pricey. I'm like, okay, what's the strata fee? It's going to be at least $84 a month.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, no. This might break the deal. $84 a month. That's 100 Canadian.
Fumbling for my heart pills right now. That's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what the funny part is? Property tax on that unit I was looking at was, I think it was just under $400 a year.
Yeah, some places are well run, like they don't need a lot of money to do what they got to do. Well,
no, because in America they got guns.
Well, that helps.
Because when they're raising taxes like they do, imagine an American having to pay $8,000 per year on property tax in a secondary city. Not Toronto, but Brampton. Imagine a secondary city. So not even Atlanta, Georgia, but Macon, Georgia. And they're paying $8,000 a year.
Well, it's no coincidence that all of these troubles are happening in all the gun-free zones, right? That seems to be what's going on. I mean, it's not just Democrats running these places for 50 years either, which guarantees high taxes and corruption. But it's also, the people can't defend themselves. They can't defend themselves from the criminals, and they can't defend themselves from the rulers. And they like it that way.
Well, you saw what happened when Mao took the guns.
Yeah, I'm not cool with that. When our own leaders start talking about taking the guns, I mean, here's the thing, it's illegal to kill people. Last time I checked, It's illegal to steal, and it's illegal to have unregistered firearms. So, but the solution always seems to be to go after the people who follow the rules and own the weapons. Okay, well, we're going to take yours because we need to get guns off the streets. Well, the legal guns aren't on the streets. It's just something to make themselves feel good. It's an excuse to take more power away from the law-abiding. They don't care about crime. Crime gives them the opening they need to take more power away from the law-abiding. It works out perfectly for them. You look at a guy like Rudy Giuliani, the old mayor of New York, right? obviously, he turned that town around. He brought some law and order where there hadn't been for a long time. It can be done without everybody having 10 guns in their apartment, but you need, but you have to have somebody who understands that the police are there to be used for law and order, and give them what they need to do that. Right? You got to unshackle the people who are actually supposed to be keeping the peace.
Right.
And we don't have that here anymore. In fact, our states seem to be spending most of their time keeping us from complaining about what they're doing to us. And I mean, trying to keep guns out of people's hands is futile anyway. If you get to a point where it's looking like a real Darwinian environment out there and you want firearms and they're illegal, well, you know what? Every town's got a machine shop.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get blueprints off YouTube or off the internet. I'm pretty sure, like even a place like England where they have all these problems, they don't have any guns. Well, no, there's still millions of guns in the country. They're heavily regulated. Same with Australia, these other places. In Germany, for example, like it's not that difficult to own firearms in Germany. Most people don't have them because they don't need them. They don't hunt. There really wasn't a problem with crime. I mean, I haven't owned a gun in a long time. I know where to get one real quick. So I'm not worried about it. But yeah, most people, it's just like, well, what do I need a gun for? I don't hunt. I don't really target shoot. So, it's just an expensive toy that I got to sign paperwork for every other year, That's mostly why, if people don't own guns, why they don't.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm actually thinking of investing in for protection for the house? A crossbow.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad deal. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have something like that.
Like, a crossbow, it's not that hard to load. It's very effective if you could aim. It's not that hard to aim a crossbow either. So
no, it's not. And it's quieter anyway. The big thing about guns and home defense, because usually that's what you're talking about when you're talking about guns, crossbows, any kind of projectile weapon. You're talking about self-defense, right? Either defending your own home or defending your stash if the boogaloo starts or something like that. It still comes down to you got to practice with it, and you've got to have settled in your mind and heart well beforehand that if the situation arrives that you actually have to discharge this thing into another human being's chest, that you're prepared to do it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. There's a lot of people, weekend commandos talking about how they're going to do this, that, and the other thing. It doesn't matter how flashy your gun is. If someone breaks in your door and they're just hungry, it's an enormous decision to pull that trigger and end somebody else's life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the best thing is to just not be there if something like that happens. Now, obviously, if it's a home invasion, someone breaking into your home, for example, right? Well, that's a different issue because you've got people that you love in there. It's not about hating everybody outside your door. It's about loving the people inside of it. That's why you do things like that. Now, most of Canada, outside of Metro Vancouver and Toronto, other than the usual degenerate, petty theft and drug dealers and stuff like that. I mean, that still creates a lot of devastation in society. Don't get me wrong, but we're not talking Mexican cartels here, at least not yet, and certainly not anywhere outside of Toronto, Vancouver, or Montreal, for example, right? It's just, and those people, they look at us as sheep, mm-hmm. but that's not a bad thing because they understand that the sheep are where they make their money. So for the most part, as long as your stuff isn't where it can be easily stolen, you're fine. They'll leave you alone.
Supreme.
Yep.
I was going to say something. What was I going to say? It was, damn, I forgot what I was going to say. Damn, I lost my own words. No, God, what was it? Yeah, I think things are going to get out of. I think there's going to be some sort of. First, we're entering a period right now, in my opinion, of social unrest. Right, with the whole feelings thing.
Oh yeah, no. There's a rage in the population. There's no question about it, and our leaders are doing everything they can to poke the bear.
Right. So we're getting into social unrest. Mm-hmm. It will lead into economic unrest with people not having money.
Yeah.
But Now, my question to you is, in this equation, do you see it leading to civil unrest? I don't see it leading to any civil unrest. You know why?
Why is
People
that?
don't even get up to vote. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, the government's going to come and save us."
Yeah, if politics gets more radical, more people will show up to vote. It will give at least the powers that be an idea of gauging the mood of the population. Like a lot of politicians will tell you, they if they get a letter or an email from somebody, they might get 50 a year. Like they really don't have any idea sometimes of what the policies they're enacting, what they're actually doing to people. This Canada is like America. It's like any other large country. It's an enormous place, and most of their monitoring of the mood of the population is numbers and charts. Statistical. It just becomes an abstraction to them after a while. Right, because there's so much drama trying to get a law passed or trying to prevent a law from being passed. Like politics in itself is a game that just consumes so many people's lives, even people that aren't politicians. I mean, so how many political junkies are there in every country that has a functioning democracy at least? It's just constant drama. It consumes people's lives as it is. It's part of the reason why you have this violence now is because of the number of people that were angry that Hillary didn't win or mad at Trump supporters, for example.
We're very lucky she didn't win because we'd be at war with Iran and Russia right now.
Well, everything that we're afraid of happening definitely would have been accelerated. Yeah. There's no question about it, because the way they were going, I mean, obviously there were a great mass of people in America that were white hot furious. But even then, it was supposedly the most important election in American history. I mean, 2/3 of eligible voters didn't show up to vote. And in a way, I think that's a good sign, because if life is sufficiently stable and it really doesn't matter to you one way or the other who's running the country, you probably don't have that bad of a life.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't seem like it's until people really start losing the things that are important to them that they start to get angry, or at least start to get scared about losing what they have. If there are that many people in any society that don't care, like that they're not doing that bad, that's probably a success.
Yeah.
If you
at this point in life, at this point in the 21st century, that's probably a success. Just getting by.
Mm-hmm. If your life is going well, regardless of who's running the country, either their policies haven't affected you yet, or no matter what they do, it doesn't affect you. If you're self-employed, if you've got a business that makes money, it's more or less recession-proof. You've got paid off real estate. 40% of people in Canada have paid off real estate. 40% of people own their homes free and clear. There's a whole lot of people in Canada. None of this stuff is affecting them at all. It doesn't matter to them. Right. A lot of them work for the government. So, or they work in finance or something like that. They've been at something for a long time that hasn't been affected by all of this so far. Right. But it might get to a point where it will. Then you're going to have a lot of people starting to get angry and getting more politically involved. I don't know if Wexit is going to happen. I don't even know that it would be a good idea. I think this CN rail strike that's going on right now is going to highlight for people back east just how fragile their supply lines really are. Like, for example, apparently Quebec provincially had about a 5-day supply of propane, and we're coming up to the end of November, and it's cold there. But they don't have pipelines.
It's freezing there, dog.
It's freezing there. Yeah, their propane is coming in by train. You got farmers in northern Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta. They want to get their crops off the fields. They want to get them out of the silos and get paid, and they can't ship it because the trains are down because they're going on strike. So in a case like that, if Ottawa has to start ordering these unionized freight haulers to go back to work, it's gonna prevent some problems short term, but you don't do that too many times, and some long term problems and labor unrest are going to start to come up, because obviously there's some deep seated anger there as well. For CN. CN is the largest it's the largest railroad in Canada, and it's one of the largest in North America apparently.
It
So
is.
it's a big deal when something like that goes on strike. It's going to create a lot of supply chain issues,
Mm-hmm.
and
It
that's
is. It's definitely
yeah.
gonna start making things a lot more. I don't know how to say it. It's gonna complicate things, especially when they're saying, "Oh, well, it's you know what? Guess what? It's not really that bad. We don't need stuff going east to west. We could deal without it for a while." Oh man, as things started to stagnate, things start piling up, and then people
Yep.
start losing jobs, and then it just gets out of control.
That's right. Yeah, you go down to the grocery store and there's no bread on the shelves because the CN hasn't been hauling grain for a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah, then people will start to realize, oh, maybe we really all do need each other. Maybe they're not spoiled. Maybe they make the kind of money they did because they actually are doing something very important. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people living in urban environments, they don't know, and it's not their fault. They've lived there their entire lives. They don't know any different.
Mm-hmm.
People just assume that no matter what stupid decisions they make or their governments make, whether political or provincial or federal, that things will just keep going on the way they are. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and as if it was always this way. Well, anybody over the age of 60 or 70 could tell you that the way things are now, it's very recent and it's very fragile.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we as a country, if we need to think more as a nation, and we need to pull together more, and we need to start listening a little better,
Mm-hmm.
because they realize that what happens in Alberta and Manitoba and Saskatchewan and the flyover parts of the country affects them directly.
Mm-hmm.
So
We're gonna see what happens.
mm,
It's logistics. Logistics are key to actually stimulate, and not only that,
yeah,
to thrive any basic economy. So once
yeah.
logistics, destination without transportation means nothing.
That's right, exactly. You can have all the raw materials, you can have the means of production, and you can have a market ready to buy your product. But if you can't get it to them, there's no deal taking place. There's no money flowing. Money
Mm-hmm.
velocity starts to drop. Yeah, and especially in the age of just-in-time inventory, where you don't want to carry your own inventory, so you've got stuff coming in, 24 hours before you need it. Well, that supply chain is very fragile, and the whole thing runs on probably 12 layers of credit, between suppliers and the
Mm-hmm.
shipping companies, and
Mm-hmm.
then the guys that unload the containers, and all of the semis that deliver the goods from those depots to the stores and the restaurants and wherever else. Obviously, propane and oil, things like that. Without them, you start to feel the pinch. You won't feel it right away, but every government in the world has an idea of how many days supply,
Mm-hmm.
or every corporation has an idea of how many days of supply they have on the store shelves, and all of the necessities for modern living.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuff has to flow. It has to go no matter what.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Anyways, dog, I'm starting to fall asleep. We've been talking for 2 hours. Oh, yeah, I've been on for 2 hours now. I had a really
Yeah.
frustrating night tonight, bud.
Yeah, I know. I was on shortly after 9. I saw about 5 or 6 attempts to get a stream going. I went over to Twitch and it was buffering badly. Yeah, you were having some internet problems. Yeah, well, we'll wrap up here, guys. The theme was get out of debt. Well, the other reason that you want to be out of debt, or at least have a nice soft cushion to sit on in case things harden up, is because we could have not just employment. You could have supply chain disruptions. You could have things that aren't available unless you're prepared to pay 2 or 3 times more for them because they're hard to get, or cash only.
Or they
things
have
like
to get
that.
it in via tractor trailer, and that costs a lot more when it's not being trained in.
Yeah, that's right. Or you may have to order it yourself, or be able to go and get it from somewhere else, right? Just to maintain. And the big thing about being out of debt and having some money, some jingle in your own jeans, is it gives you options. You don't have to panic like all of your neighbors. It's as much about preparation as anything else. Debt is an ankle. When you're trying to swim, you don't want to 20-pound cinder block tied to your ankle.
No.
You might be strong enough to do that, but man, you're going to tire real quick.
Yeah.
You just have fewer options in life, and these are the things that you're preparing for.
Okay.
So that's part of the reason that we hammer on it all the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good. That was good. Some good points there. Brighton, have you subscribed to me on Brighton yet?
Yes, I didn't see the video that night. There was a stream I see about it, but I did see it early in the morning. I have an account, and I'm subscribed to you.
Well, yeah, subscribe to other channels here. There's a lot of good channels here. There's The War Room,
Yeah,
InfoWars, Lisa Haven's really good.
yeah.
We got, who else is here?
Somebody mentioned Brother Nathaniel.
He's here. He just posted 3 hours ago.
Okay, that's good. I'd never heard of Brighton until you brought it up. I'd never heard of it. I mean, I would have eventually, but yeah, I'd never heard of it. So it's good. It's there's a lot of producers here already. That's good.
Man, Lord Humongous has 80 views on his video, dude.
Jeez. Hey, superstar.
He is. And
Yeah.
he's on here too. I'm happy that he's on here too. Hopefully he'll post a video a week talking about stuff, you know?
Yeah. Is that the video of him going to JP Morgan to try to buy some of that sweet powder?
No, sugar substitute.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Some other.
You know
kind
what
of
I'm thinking of
stimulant,
doing? I'm thinking of actually streaming tonight's broadcast, live streaming it on Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no reason not to.
Like replay. I'm just going to keep the replay
Yeah.
going for like 52 hours.
On Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, roll it over there and see how many views you get. I did see a couple of people, names I didn't recognize, typing in the comments while you were trying to get the stream going over there.
Oh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare it was. I think I need to increase my bandwidth. I did bring the router from the store. It's working fine. It's working better than the one I had. So I'm going to tell him, look, my router's not working at home.
Yeah.
Can you send me another one because the light's not turning on? And then, yeah, I unplugged. But you know what? The internet was the problem the whole time in this house because we have problems getting Wi-Fi. It was the stupid router the whole time.
Oh yeah. No, they the trouble with electronics is they don't always tell you what the problem is. You know, the little lights stay on and blinking and theoretically everything's fine, but you got no signal for a day. You know? So you try unplugging it or rebooting it or doing all the things they say to do and what have you, but yeah, sometimes they just quit working and they don't tell you that they quit working or why. So yeah, just get a new router and that'll probably solve your problem.
Wow, I am TV's on here too. Yeah, he got kicked out of a lot of these channels. Got kicked out of
Off YouTube.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, well, and this is the thing. This is a good time to be on different platforms.
Tommy
too,
Robinson.
Tommy Robinson, yeah, you don't see him anywhere anymore. If you have a big purge, like we think is going to happen on the 4th of December or whenever it is, those people are going to want to go somewhere else. You know, it's like refugees fleeing a potato famine or something. You know, they're going to immigrate somewhere else. So, you know, you want to be early. The YouTube has been purging people since at least 2016 for sure.
Yeah.
And some just disappeared forever, but a lot of others are. Yeah, they're on BitChute, they're on
Lisa
DTube.
Haven's on here.
They're on everything. Yeah, I've heard of Lisa Haven, but I've never followed her. I don't think I've ever watched any of her stuff.
She talks like you do, very educated, very clear, and very. She talks like you do. Like she's. Like, if you hear her talking, you'll be like, "Wow, this girl's got it going here." You know?
Oh, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
She just put a video here called "Democrats Sneak in a Nightmare Provision into Bill That They Signed."
Oh yeah. Well, all they know how to do is create nightmares. So
yeah. Anyway, Supreme God, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you for coming on. It means a lot to me that you take your time to come onto the show and make a
it's
difference.
always a
Guys, here it
pleasure.
is, Brighton, in the comments there. Live comments. Please go ahead and like and subscribe and all that crap. I need you guys to support me on this because right now I've already reached my next level on my dashboard.
nice.
Yeah. So I'm 22 videos over my level that I needed to reach to upload to 50 videos.
Oh, okay. All right. So you gotta have some traffic before they'll let you load more stuff. In other words.
So I'm at my 10 video limit. I'm already 22 videos over.
Nice.
22,
Nice. Okay.
22 views over.
Well, onwards and upwards. So yeah, I've definitely encouraged everybody to go over to Brighteon. I was on it. I watched a couple videos on over there. The speed is good. Apparently, they don't have streaming yet, but I'm sure it will come if
I
they.
hope God hears you. I really do.
Yeah, I'm sure he will, and I'm sure that the forces of supply and demand will also kick in, because if we have that many refugees looking for places to go from YouTube, they're going to be going somewhere where people aren't going to mess up. Yeah, you might want to just get a different email address and try again
Yeah,
under a
ting
different
them.
name.
Ting. Just go get a new email
Yeah.
address, dog. Just get a new email. Just take your time, set it up properly, and then once you're signed in, you're always logged in.
Yeah, no, it works really well. Yeah, usually just go in, get a, you can go on Proton Mail, or you can go on Gmail and just make another email account. Go in as somebody else under a different name. I saw earlier you said they booted you off of there or wouldn't let you sign up. I don't know what the deal is there, but yeah, if you go in a different email or something, they'll probably let you in. You won't have any problems.
Cause I'm also on Thing, guys, over here. Every time I open this stupid. Every time I open this damn thing while I'm going live, it shuts me down. What's it called? Right here. BitChute. Every time I open this, it just lags my stream right down. I got 72 subscribers on BitChute and growing. So I'm on BitChute too, guys. BitChute is clunky, though.
It is clunky. I watched a video on there a week or two ago, and yeah, it buffered a lot. It was a real problem. They obviously need to upgrade a lot. But if it is, censor proof more or less, it seems like none of them ever are completely, because the problem with censorship is sometimes you've got to have it, just because some of the material that people will put on is so utterly depraved. Like, that, some things just do not belong. But we're talking about moral things. We're not talking about political things there. When it starts to get into politics, no, that's a bridge too far. They really shouldn't have done that. YouTube is, it seems to me like YouTube, if they're talking about videos that aren't commercially viable, well, I think that means that they just want to keep the, mid 5 to low 6 figure channels that are actually making them money too. They shed $1 billion a year to run that stupid thing. Like, they probably need to do something.
Yeah.
Anyway, but there were a lot of channels that were making money, but obviously they didn't like the message. So if they're going to play those games, they're going to get woke, they deserve to go broke. And if they purge a bunch of channels, well, those content creators are going to go somewhere else. So definitely getting a place early on other platforms is going to pay off in the long run, because all of those people, all of those viewers, and all of that content had audiences, and those audiences are just going to start looking for it. So they'll look around. You're fleeing the potato famine. You know what I mean? You're just looking for somewhere else to go. That's all.
Okay, bud. It's been 2 hours.
Right.
I'm going to bed. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for supporting, and thanks for being here. And we'll be seeing each other soon. I managed to rough through this day, and I'm happy. I'm going to go to bed now. Have a good one. Thank you, Supreme.
Thanks, buddy. God bless everyone. Talk soon.
Talk soon. Yeah, so guys, it's been a long day for me. It's the 4-month anniversary. My dad passed away today, and it's been a tough day. So I'm going to hit the sack. God bless. Thanks for watching, and we'll see